Well, thank you very much, Alex. We do appreciate that. And yes, we are ready. Metis, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, man. A bit hot. It's pretty boiling here in Bucharest, I'm not going to lie. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to some 6CS.
Yeah, I mean, it's summer past noon. I think they said they had turned the air condition back on again, so that's good news.
Yeah.
So maybe that will help at some point. But definitely is very hot here in Bucharest. We are ready with it. Everyone seems to agree Virtus.Pro is going to win this one. I feel like, Janko was at StarLadder. Does he not learn anything from event to event? Every time someone says the phrase Virtus.Pro should, there should be someone there, right at the sideline, ready to tase them, just to remember that that's not always how it works out. But what do you think? Is it likely? Are they completely nuts here?
Well, the thing with the whole event really is there's so many question marks, and any team, honestly, could take the whole thing. Like maybe Flipsides and Gambit here would be sort of the underdogs in that respect, but the other 6 teams have a real shot at this. But as you say, VP is such a hard team to get fully behind. On LAN, though, we've seen what they're capable of doing. I will edge with VP purely on stats and purely on what I know they're capable of, but Gambit have also shown up when it's counted. The major qualifies, the major itself. These guys are no scrubs. Just which VP shows up today, honestly.
And they weren't actually at StarLadder, so maybe they could have, they could have had the notebook out. They could have watched VP get destroyed at that event and thought, okay, we could do the same thing. We know what's coming up. I won't rule that out. Definitely an interesting matchup here, but I've got to side with Virtus.Pro. Maybe we could all be wrong all at the same time. It is going to be Cobblestone coming up first, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. First match here, first game of DreamHack Bucharest. Virtus.Pro versus Gambit, and it's going to be VP starting on the CT side.
It will indeed. So I'm really curious to see with the utility they've picked up. 2 flashes, and 2 decoys with the kit as to what's going to happen. And there's Taz right off the bat on long, getting a 1-for-1 trade. This is going to be information gathered as well for VP, but here comes the charge from Gambit.
Oh, look at that. There's actually no one to pick up Snacks as he falls back down, but look at Adrian hiding in the corner, picking up 1 kill, going for a second, not going to get it. It will be Bialy to shut him down, and somehow Snacks, with 1 health left, has managed to ninja his way back onto the T side of the map while they've lost control of the A bomb side. It's weirdly now in a 3-on-3 with Neo showing up at the doorway, looking to see if he can get a kill from someone up on the balcony here. He's got 1 target, so he knows that they're in there, but the bomb is going to go down for a retake here. Bialy down, and it's looking real bad for VP.
It sure is, especially as you mentioned that Snacks is so low on health. A lot of this has to come down to Neo, who has no Kevlar. He is the player that still has 2 flashes in the kit, but his teammate, his partner in crime, has been picked off, and so will he. Solid start for Gambit.
And then Mo picking up a triple kill here, one of the Kazakhstanian players. I'm interested. I kind of like the idea from VP to go for sort of a double peek over at A-Long with the USPs. But as soon as they lose that fight, and especially as badly as they did, it's very hard to recover from that one, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was pretty much in a downward spiral from that point on. It would have taken something miraculous, honestly, for VP to get back into that. But interesting buy, Mag 7. Obviously a very viable weapon on this map. You're looking at the likes of Drop Zone, for example, but you've got to favor Gambit to secure this, especially as Mo's bagged himself the first frag again.
Very easy kill and very low risk for him to just sit out there and wait a little bit. And I'm interested in the Mag 7 as well. I feel like maybe it can be used, especially on a map like this, as you said. We've seen it before. Plenty of people have made use of it here at the Broken Wall over by the B bomb side. So we'll see if it's going to work out or not. But right now the bomb is all the way over at the A side, and you can see Gambit. They're not just being a little bit careful here. They're really, really safe and secure. They're far back on the map.
Yeah, I like this, because they got the first pick, it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility the VP would just go super aggro to try and pull a kill or 2 back. And speaking of which, Bialy lands himself the 1-tap. Still, the player advantage remains with Gambit, so it's asking a lot, and it's just pistols in play. Double stack on A, and that's where the bomb is starting to move in here. Taz is being tagged up on the cross. Are they going to expect 2 players? They've picked up Taz, but it's really Neo that could do the damage. P250 rattles off. Not going to land a single thing. Gambit take a very convincing 2-0.
That looked to me like there was some communication issue between Neo and Taz, because Neo actually sees the terrorist players coming up in the middle early on, and instead of engaging, he tries to sort of fall back into the bomb site. Now, I would have thought they would have used Taz, who was rotating in, to create a diversion, or let him be loud and shoot and take fights, and then Neo can try and hide in that little corner and maybe pop out at the right time. But it seemed like they sort of just both ended up being out of position, so I think there was some communication issue. Now, we've got Neo with a UMP, and obviously Gambit looking to take a 3rd round here, which seems likely at this point. They seem pretty cool, Gambit. They're not making many big mistakes right now.
No, absolutely not. And that's what we saw in the last round after getting the first pick. They were extremely passive, didn't want to rush in, didn't get too headstrong. And as you mentioned, Neo has himself the UMP, but that's all they have. The rest of the players with USPs, no upgraded pistols today, no kit, no nades. So this is asking a lot. This would be a Herculean throw, I've got to say, if Gambit didn't get this round as well.
I wonder about that UMP. You got to feel like it's got to be a mistake, right? Doesn't seem like there's any logical reason to pick it up. Could make the money back if he was able to find a kill here. But again, Gambit not really risking that much at the moment, just putting Hooch forward, and he's got just a pistol, really almost nothing to lose except for Kevlar, and so it's a fairly safe play they're coming in with right now. Pasha gonna get taken out by Mo, followed up by Ali, actually. Good shot with the USP, especially the space picking up one. There's Neo, he does need another kill here, almost gets it. It's a headshot on Mo, but it's not enough for the kill.
Absolutely not, and this is where the problem comes in. USPs in hand, it's gonna be rough for them to get their hands on the SMG that's dropped, and bomb planted to add to their woes. And it's gonna be a clear-cut round for Gambit once again. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that UMP purchase. The fact he did get a frag at least brings it back a little bit, but before then he was on $1,200, yeah. So he was in a really rough spot for the next round.
Yeah, still at the bottom of the VP economy, but I mean, at least it's something can be put together here that's a little bit better. Molotov actually doing a fair bit of damage there. Snacks trying to see if he could maybe sandwich them in there and just make sure they go up with the bomb. That would be ideal right now, just to make them spend as much money as possible. There's one kill for Snacks, not a bad job. Picks up an AK as well. Bomb almost gonna take Mo with him, and oh no, Snacks is gonna run right into Adrian. That's such a shame, because that would have been great, getting that kill and saving the AK, but it is not gonna happen. Leading into the 4th round, we've got VP with everything, and glad to say Neo as well with the M4.
Yeah, the one thing they don't have, however, is a defuse kit, and they don't have a great amount of grenades behind them. I mean, Bjarly has himself an incendiary, but there's 0 HEs, a lack of flashes, 4 smokes. So they do have weapons, they do have firepower, but it's that utility that worries me in round 4 for VP.
They do have a classic spread coming out here with more or less 4 people towards the B-bomb side, and then Snacks playing alone with the rifle, and he's actually already going to spot one. It's a leg shot. Feel like he probably could have had the body shot then, but takes it a bit early, drops Doja down to 16 health, and that's not a bad start. That's certainly going to put Gambit in a weird position.
Yeah, a little surprised he didn't wait. Maybe he was a little apprehensive at a potential long push. He wanted to take his chances while it was there. But still, a leg shot is significant damage, and Dozi's not far away from death, 16 health. But this is towards the end of the round, and I say towards the end, there's still 1 minute and 5 to play with, as Pasha's picked up 1. But this is where the lack of grenades is really going to hurt the Poles. How do they cordon off any areas? They've got no smokes to play with.
Any kind of retake's going to be extremely difficult, but they're doing a really good job holding off right now. Bialy picking up a kill, Spray comes through, and it's going to be a second one there. Space going down, Hooch and Doja are left 2 on 4. Good shot there from Doja, but I'm not sure if it isn't too late. Hooch going to be dropped, and 16 health from the very beginning of the round in a 1-on-3 with just 38 seconds left. I doubt it's worth it.
Nah, I don't think this is worth for Dozia, but it looks like he's interested to maybe take a couple players down. Of course, they'll know that VP's economy is far from ideal. Any kills would be great, but he's not going to get any frags out of this round, and VP finally on the board. And I guess that's one way to mitigate the issue of a lack of grenades, is just to get frags.
And they get to steal that AWP as well. I think he meant to jump down without making any noise, because you can obviously do that sort of surf off the edge of that one, but didn't quite work out. So now it's a double AWP being picked up here from Virtus.Pro, and they do have at least 2 players, maybe even 3 if they really wanted to. Neo could pick up the AWP as well if they were interested, but they've got the personnel for it, and they must be feeling confident right now. Looks like a really fast push coming out of Gambit.
This is a great way of getting rid of the double op setup, but the flashbang's on point. You can see the entirety of Gambit as they try and push out, get flashbang, can't see a single thing. They're getting picked off one by one. The ops are going to town. 2 frags for Bjarly. Mo is going to come back for one of his own, but it's only a Tech 9 and an AK against 4-player strong VP side. Surely, Anders, this isn't doable for Hooch.
No, and the flashbangs continue. You're absolutely right. That really lasted for a very long time, and that's an almost perfect setup there. Triple kill for Bjarly, which put us in a 2-3 situation and a very strong start for Virtus.Pro. All of a sudden, it seems. I've got to say, it feels like half of Gambit sort of followed through on the original order to rush that bomb side, and the other half thought, let's see how the first 2 people do, and if they do well, we'll be in there. If not, we'll just stay up on the plateau and wait. And that's generally, that really triggers me a little bit.
There's no retreat, comrades.
Yeah.
You know, turn you back and we'll mow you down.
That's how it works.
But you can, yeah, absolutely. They got isolated, and it was an easy pick-off by VP, and Gambit went on a 3-round tear. They now find the pinch. Their economy is in tatters. They'll have an AK-47 and a Dren, or Adren. I always get mixed up with pronunciations with an A, but it doesn't matter because there's the one-tap Dozier wrecking Snacks, and that's going to go a decent way to maybe salvaging this round for themselves.
If they lost it based off of that first Deagle kill, there are 3 Deagles in play right now for Gambit. That would certainly be really tough for Virtus.Pro. They're playing fairly defensively right now, except for this push over at long, which is always a huge risk, and you can see they sort of give up on it. If you can control it, then great, but you'll be very far out of position if something else happens on the A side of the map. And Neo definitely lurking about. Most making his way in, not going to be able to catch Taz there. So bringing it back now, Pasha picking up Adrian.
You can definitely understand why Gambit have gone for broke now after getting the first pick in that encounter going against them. VP firmly in the driver's seat with 35 seconds left to go. They do have 2 players stacked on A, which is where the bomb is currently transitioning up onto balcony. 2 Deagles. Can they land the one-taps? If they get this frag close range, it's doable, but Neo, lightning quick reaction speed, is going to put down Hooch, and, well, Dozier really didn't have a hope. 3-3, VP are back even again.
Weirdly, that kill on Neo there could have happened, because I'm pretty sure he saw the shadow on the ground first, so it feels like there should have been a fair opportunity here. This is a nuts shot coming out of Doja. And he just knew that angle, and Snacks already used it once before, obviously, to shoot him in the previous round, so fairly well done. That's going to tie up the scoreline at 3-3, moving into the 7th round. We've got 4 AKs, 1 Tech-9 here, and still the double-up setup in play for the Polish team. It seems like it's going to be a bit of a slow round from Gambit here.
Yeah, it's a really good point that you raised about Snacks being maybe a little bit predictable going down danger. I do wonder if he's going to mix things up and maybe start to push mid if he gets a good spawn for it, or just play super passive. Definitely something to watch out for as we get through into the latter rounds of this first half. But for now, Snacks is playing fairly defensive, has Taz just behind him, so they're A-okay for now. Not a great deal of grenades to play with, it has to be said. Gambit just with 2 smokes at this point.
They don't have really nearly any money. If they lose this round, they're going to be back to saving unless they could put the bomb down. They have got the round loss bonus, but it's not enough, I think, to afford them a reasonable buy in the upcoming round without the bomb plant. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. They already lost Doja. Going to be able to pick up the AK, so that's at least something. But this is where Gambit's supposed to be doing a lot of their work here on the T side early on, and it isn't really working out for them.
No, certainly not. It looks so great at the start, but that's the beauty of Counter-Strike, can change in the blink of an eye. And now Snacks watching down mid, 40 seconds. Gambit are going to have to start to get a move on, jumping round the corner. Will mitigate the first shot, but Snacks is there with 2. Can he land the 3rd? No, he can't. Hooch going to spoil the party, but the rest of VP will pick it up. Good work by Snacks.
I mean, Gambit, they at least need to do more damage. That's the other thing. If they are going to be losing this round, they need to pick up 3 kills or more to keep the VP economy down. Taz right now has a bank of $8,000. That means they can spread that around quite a bit. Gambit, no bomb plant means Deagles, Tech-9s, some scattered Kevlar vests, but it's really not a lot right now. And they've got to be careful that they don't let Virtus.Pro just run away with this first half, which they almost already are. It's 4 rounds in a row on the CT side. That's not easy to do.
And a team that's feared and renowned for being a very streaky team, that when they start to get momentum, they normally make the most of it. So there'll be a lot of warning signs, warning bells going off for Gambit. A bargain bucket buy-up, and only a flash to play with, which has just been used. A lot of time left, so pretty much just going raw off entry frags at this point. And with 2 AWPs, that's asking a lot.
It really is, and Virtus.Pro aren't giving them any big chances either. They're far back on the map. They're mostly playing as a duo. Bialy is the only one who's a little bit alone. They're in drop, but even that is a fairly safe position. You can see them coming a little bit early on. You see already ready to fall back behind the walls, so it's very hard for Gambit to pick anyone off here, and maybe he's going to have a big chance to get some good shots in. He's a little bit far out. Just as they walk through, he actually walks out from behind the wall, and that's going to get him killed. He does obviously get the one before, so still a 4-on-3 here, but at least an M4 in the hands of Space.
I swear, drop really is the get out of jail free card for terrorists. If you're screwed, just push drop. There's always a chance. It's effectively a coin flip. Taz did land a frag on long as the action was ensuing in drop, which is where Gambit are going back to again, but Neo and Pasha put the hammer down. Frags are plenty. VP now on a 5-round streak.
That wasn't an entirely risk-free position for Pasha to take up, because he actually had the AWP C-Set 75 combo, which is why he took the kill with the C-Set, which is smart thinking. But again, you know, what if they'd come around the corner with the M4 and you know, you lose the AWP? It's a little bit scary playing that close range. But I kind of like the combo. That's 5 in a row here for Virtus.Pro. And finally, Gambit have money and a lot of it. So let's see what they can make happen here. They're going to go for the slow approach, and I don't blame them for it. They know VP have enough money that they can easily throw grenades early to stop any kind of a rush. That's not going to be an issue any longer for the CT side.
My concern for Gambit is their 3 rounds came off the back of winning the pistol, so they haven't really done a great deal in rifle rounds. So yes, they've got a solid buy-up, but what can they do with it? They're going to have to show a strong hand this round, I feel.
Yeah, there's no evidence right now to support that they would be able to win a rifle round against VP, and that's obviously a big problem. I like this idea. Both Mo and the Pasha on the other side trying to look for the edge of the smoke, and nobody's seeing each other. Now Pasha's got himself into a bit of a weird position back here. They do have one Molotov on Space, and if they use it right now, that would almost be prophetic from the other side. Gambit looking to throw some grenades back and forth, and finally Pasha's going to be going down. Neo moving forward and taking out Hooch, but a great refrag coming through. Bialy drops in the bomb site, and Mo now with the double kill looking for more. Neo trying to buy time, and he's going to go down to Adrian. A great execute coming out here from Gambit.
Yeah, pixel perfect aim as well while flashbangs. That leaves Snax and Taz with the arduous task of trying to take this back. As you highlighted before, Taz has a bunch of money as the Snax, so they could potentially go for this, but what's their real chances of getting this at clutch? Probably very low. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe they look for an exit frag, and if it doesn't pay off, they'll just back away. But that kill from Taz could bait them into going for this. Taz mollying out, making sure drop is clear, is now going to push in and realizes he's in a horrible position, and Mo gets yet another one. 4 in the round. Massive warping.
Yeah, really, really well done. I think they should have stuck with what you originally suggested, which is that they had them sandwiched in.
Yep.
Even when they get that kill, why not just wait? You know that if they lose, you know, almost all the rifles, their economy is still going to be really bad. I think Virtus.Pro gave them too much of a chance there. And the VP economy was strong. Now it's definitely much lower, and they're going to have to keep fighting here. Gambit with a bit of a break finally as they win their first rifle round as well towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, big box has been ticked. I think really it was Snax's frag, or Taz's frag, pardon me, that may have baited them in for that tank in the first place, but that's in the past. Got to focus on the here and now, and that's that Pasha's been tagged down to 52, so the early trade going the way of Gambit. The drop control a bit more passive this round, and Gambit looking to burst back into this map. Slow start so far though for the terrorists, not giving anything away for free.
They're really just a little bit apprehensive about any kind of a rush. And the one time they tried, it didn't really work out that well, so maybe that's the reason why. Taz finding just a bit of an angle here at the smoke. Neo going to be picking up 1 kill, and there's a lot of terrorists right behind the smoke. He could definitely be picking up not just 1, but 2 kills on Hooch up top. Actually going to drop down right in front of him. Oh, the timing almost unreal there. Hooch got to be wondering why his teammate didn't call that there was someone there, but obviously by the time he had looked, Taz was out of the window, so now it's Adrian and Mo left. 2 on 4. That seemed like just a round that was almost decided. Well, Neo getting the entry, but then just the timing there and drop. And as you said, kind of like coin flip, you know? This time it didn't work out for Gambit.
Yeah, and I do worry a little bit because the trend for Gambit has been to try and exploit drop. What happens when that just doesn't work anymore? When the well has gone dry? Be curious to see if they have something else up their sleeve. And you know, we were talking about this before as Adren's picked up a frag, but I think the round now definitely going away from them. 8 seconds. He's got, oh, what a shot that ends up being. He's got the bomb, actually, so he could get this planet actually just out of time. Goes to the frag instead, making this round interesting. 4 frags in total by Gambit. Did not see that one happening. I kind of wrote that round off, but putting the hurt on them.
Yeah, bringing a 1-on-3 into a 1-on-1, even if he was out of time, that's still a huge hit to the economy. And as a result, they're going to buy here Gambit. I could almost guarantee you that if Virtus.Pro had survived with 3 members, then Gambit would have gone for a save this time. Yeah. But just because they know there was only that 1 rifle left and VP's economy is so bad, they're going to go for it anyway here. So a bit of a risk, actually a pretty big risk on their part. But I kind of agree with this. I think this is a good idea.
Oh, I totally do too. It's a ballsy call, but it's one that if you win, you put Neo and the rest of VP in a horrible place. And speaking of Neo, lands the touchdown into the face of Gambit, and that's the first frag going away from them. So it's a rough ask. But again, as you highlighted, the economy's not great. So the amount of grenades that VP have to repel the onslaught, not fantastic.
And I mean, they even had to make Doja go back to pick up that AK because they actually think Adrian was supposed to play there alone and maybe make some noise, and it looked like they wanted to push everyone else on the A side of the map. Like, that was part of the strategy. Now they've had to delay that just to go back and pick up the AK and try again. Snacks is alone in this bomb site, though, so there is a minuscule chance that they could pick up a kill. They have 2 smokes, so they can even smoke door and balcony, and that's really all you need to make this work. But they've got to move lightning fast and get this first frag in. Flashes are through. Snacks falling back. He doesn't want to challenge yet. He knows he has to buy time for his teammates to get here. He's got the M4, 20 bullets in, and he's going to be spraying down, actually missing almost all those shots, but it's still just fine as Taz picks up 2 great kills, and it's going to be a triple overall for Taz before the round is done. 7-4, and now the gamble from Gambit not working out.
Yeah, not quite. That's going to sting, but Snacks is fortunate the rest of his team were there to back him up because he took, what, all 20 bullets, I think, of the M4A1S to get the frag. So if they all push him at the same time, he's a dead man. And then things get interesting at that point. But as you highlighted, the gamble, definitely rolling snake eyes, and it's just a P250, and that's all. No nades, nothing else.
13 kills right now for Bialy. Taz also at 13, and then 11 on Mo, who's on the other team. Kind of don't know what they need to do right now. Gambit, I feel like they're so far behind, and what a nice lineup there. Snacks picking up a couple of kills and Pasha helping out. Obviously no armor here, so they are just going to be chewed up. This time it seems like the accuracy is a little bit better here. It's going to be a triple overall at the end of the round, 8-4. We've seen a lot of slow rounds from Gambit so far. It seems to be the main thing. They've only tried that B rush once. I'm wondering if it's time to change the pace here.
Well, another team that obviously taking part in this tournament, Dignitas, have been really speeding up their strats. Over on Cobblestone, I actually cast them very recently, and it paid off so massively, like just getting up in the face and doing something unpredictable. I think that's what Gambit do need. I think we haven't really seen them do it apart in Tech 9 rounds ultimately, and look at this from Snacks. Balls on this guy, the cheek.
That's so ridiculous. We're talking about a change of pace. We're talking about any kind of a change at all from the terrorist side. And then Snacks goes and does that. He even makes it back through the smoke, survives, and picks up another kill. Finally going to be going down to space, and that will leave us in a 3-on-3. So a really weird round. And I think Gambit, whatever they had planned, it must have been thrown out by now, and they must just be trying to readjust here. Some smokes going up there. Not sure who they are helping right now. Hooch waiting on the other side of the bomb. Could still go either way.
Who should have this frag, but actually Neo manages to survive somehow, some way. He's on 20 health, but that should be a kill. I say that the grenade knocks him down to 2. How is Neo still standing? He is one of the last remaining VP members that are, however, with Pasha just alongside him. Can he get any frags? If he can, the first snap flashbang totally on point by Pasha. He's going to go for the spray down, and VP take the 9-4 lead. But again, how close was that?
That is so ridiculous. 2 health left, and then he survives and gets the kill. That's unreal. I can't believe it just happened. 9-4, and moving into the 14th round, Gambit, they've certainly tried a couple of different things, but again, and this goes to speak, I think, to the confidence of Virtus.Pro. We're talking about what Gambit can change, but think about how hard it is to make any changes when you're not the one dictating the pace of the game. And with Snacks, and even a shot through, tries to run away, finally going to be going down, but Doja is dead. Adrian here taking out Taz. A lot of speed behind this push, and it seems to be going favorably at the moment. A little bit of a jump over there as Neo picks up a kill. They don't check the corner, and Space is going to be there to take him out. That leaves us in a 2-on-3, and Gambit finding something that works now.
Pasha is flanking round the back. He could be a difference maker. As right now, the whole side is smoked. This is going to force Bialy to wait a little while longer. What can Pasha do as the smoke clears? Nate is going to go into the site. No one's low enough to die from this. Bialy will land a headshot. I think Pasha may have just seen the barrel of the gun sticking through, hence the spam onto Stables, but his partner in crime has died. And now Pasha has to try and make a move for the site. He does have a defused kit and picks up the first frag in this 1-on-2, but I think he realizes there's no time. He has to back off. And surprise, surprise, Gambit go for an aggressive round. They reap the rewards. And Pasha will not keep the weapon intact.
Very well done here. Gotta love the change of pace and the confidence to do that. And it definitely paid off. Just running Tech 9s all over again. 15th round, last of the half is coming up here. 9-5 right now, the scoreline, and you got to think whatever way this ends up, Virtus.Pro are going to be satisfied.
Absolutely, yeah. 10-5 would be massive, but they definitely would be fairly happy with the 9 rounds. I think if you offered 9 rounds at the start of this, they'd have bit your hand off. So that is definitely going to be good news for them. Mag 7 in this round, though, one of the weakest rounds we've seen for VP in quite some time. Gambit certainly having the better of the weapons, but can they convert? Again, Snacks playing long, decides to back away, doesn't have the trusty op at his side this time around.
Well, rip. That's a bit unusual. We've got to wonder where Taz, he was smoked off, so maybe that's what made him back off there, but that allowed them to isolate Snacks, and now they're going to get the kill through the smoke as well. Doja must have just caught a little bit of him there, and Taz is down. Bialy now coming in with Neo, I think, to try and see if they could maybe remedy this situation, but Gambit not even jumping the gun. They've got these 2 kills. They could have tried to speed up behind it, but they're playing very cool at the moment, flashing through, and look at that space, picking up both those kills. That is going to be a double for him, and then Doja and Hooch helping out, leaving Pasha alone 1 versus 5.
Yeah, good luck, Mr. Biceps, or Bot Biceps. At the moment, seems like he doesn't have too much confidence in himself. First frag didn't go his way, but I mean, there's just not enough time, not enough utility, not enough bullets in the world, I think, to pick up this 1v5 clutch, and he's actually bottom fragging, as you can see there. 8 for 8, though, is nothing too terrible.
No, I think he's done reasonable in whenever he's been in any kind of an engagement, but it's not going to happen this time. 9-6, so Gambit getting just a little bit at the end here. I don't want to ask you, it's a silly question. Is it enough for Gambit? I'll ask you anyway. Can they do it based off 6 rounds? 3 of them from the pistol?
If you look at the way this game has gone, absolutely not. But have we seen teams come back from this deficit before? Yes, we have. And VP, yes, they look pretty solid in parts, but they're still quite shaky. So I think if Gambit win the second pistol, game's back on. If they lose this pistol, I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously those pistol rounds are a pretty big indication of who's going to win your game overall, but then you still feel bad when you only win 3 out of sort of 3 rifle rounds. After that, I think that might have been the big problem here. We'll see how it is going to pay off or not. Virtus.Pro have got to be really confident, so I hope and I think we're going to see more rounds coming out of them where they're a little bit faster.
Yeah, I think that may have been Gambit's Achilles heel, honestly, overall, is they were incredibly slow up until the points they were forced to play aggressive in pistol rounds with Tech 9s, with a couple of AKs. By and large, though, they were fairly easy to read, and you could see VP were a couple steps ahead of them all along the way. But the optimist in me feels that Cobblestone is a map that is very punishing for the CTs, as we saw for a couple of moments there when VP started off trailing. And had a couple of things gone differently, this could have been a very different scoreline. But here we go, Gambit. Can they pick up the second pistol? Well, it's not started great. Hooch is down to 7.
Yeah, and they're retreating back into the push that Virtus.Pro is running through the middle right now, trying to get a bit of a jump in there, but look at that. Mo, Hooch, both of them down. Adrian on the other side looked like he could have got shot through, but not even going to try it here. And Doja down as well. Even if he got the first kill, it wouldn't have mattered. There were so many people coming around that corner and behind him. With Skelly, Space, and Adrian right now. 2 on 4, out of bullets for a moment there. Space going to pick up the kill, but no chance at all for him either. What a great start for Virtus.Pro, and they really followed through on that push.
They did. Hyper-aggression paid off for them. And there we go. Neo closing off the round, giving VP the second pistol. As I said, that was a massive key to success for Gambit.
Yeah, it's such an unfortunate position. You take the sort of the fight in middle and over by A long, and then as you're falling back, they're actually coming up your middle into the A bomb site. So you're just in a really weird position, and you could tell they couldn't really handle that. There was just too many angles to cover, and ultimately Virtus.Pro picking up the round, making it 10-6 here. And now, and this might be a sign of just, you know, them saying we kind of want to give ourselves the best chance of winning this round. They have pretty much scored on with armor as well. We're seeing a lot of teams now just buying the pistols, but not the armor.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room further down the line. But as you say, I mean, they've effectively gone all in here. And it can definitely work. They have the right pistols. We heard Sponge getting triggered earlier on about the state of game when it comes to the pistols.
It's Chad, not Sponge now.
Oh yeah, sorry, Chad.
He's trying to expunge himself with that puzzle.
But
yeah, see how that works. Space is going to be taking a kill there on Snacks. That is a good start. Exactly what they needed. Stealing a UMP as well, giving them a bit more to work with. But tragically, the bomb is down. They are in a 4-on-5. So, I mean, even with being the man up, how do you possibly retake this bomb site?
It's going to take a miracle, honestly. Someone to step up ridiculously big. There's Hooch for the first, but herein lays the issue. The MAC-10 should be a complete bloodbath. But fair play to Gambit. They've actually held on into this round and have the 2v1 going in their favor. Neo on the chicken coop, gonna do what he can, but he's run out of bullets. Is there enough time? Yes, there is. And Gambit will pick up this round. I say yes, there is. This is incredibly close.
Hooch is shaking his head.
Oh,
don't do that. It actually ticks over. That's nerve-wracking, but it will be working out. I can't believe Gambit managed to retake that bomb site. That's a bit interesting. Virtus.Pro, I feel like if they had just played for time, even if 2 out of 4 members there had played for time, then there would have been no chance. That's potentially a very upsetting round for Virtus.Pro. They're gonna buy some scattered pistols here, but Gambit must be feeling pretty great right now.
Definitely not out the woods just yet, though. They can still certainly slip over and get back into that very, very dark hole that they found themselves in just a few moments prior. But absolutely, that is a combo breaker for VP. Like, that's got a sting. That was almost a guaranteed round that went away from them. Mo with the first kill. And again, VP will be clumping together. They do have Neo pushing up mid as Snax lands himself the frag, but when you consider how low Snax is, when you consider they only have a UMP in play, surely not. Neo lands the close-range P250 headshot. However, keeping this round alive, is hungry for another one. Can't get it done, and it leaves it all to Taz. Down he falls, as expected. Gambit pick up the round.
I mean, a bit of a scary start. Gotta give some credit to Mo as well. He was stuck in that corner, and he still picked up a second kill. That really helps out his team a lot. Virtus.Pro only doing a bit of damage, and maybe it's enough. I mean, they could buy into this round. They didn't really invest too much into the last round, and now Gambit, sure, they have the money and they have the sort of the win streak here of 2, but they don't have. They've got 1 Molotov. They got no AWPs. They're still right at the edge here, and that's a bit scary. And Virtus.Pro fairly aggressive out here on the other side too. Adrian going to be going down, and that might just spark the push here. Grenades are coming out on the other side, but Virtus.Pro still ready for this B bomb site. Hooch nearly going down, but he's going to survive. That UMP is still in play. He's on 19 health though, and Virtus.Pro running onto the bomb site here. All they need is bomb plant, and I don't think... Oh wow, Space and Mo actually picking up a kill each, making it a little bit even.
Problem is though that Mo is so low, just 1 stray bullet and he's a dead man. Everything rests on this first confrontation, and there you go. Bjarlik puts it to rest. So he's asking a lot from Mo. But again, the fact they even got close in that round shows that VP aren't quite the godlike team that we'd like them to be.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought Virtus.Pro, once they secure the B bomb site, their main focus would be getting the bomb down, and they seem to be actually saying, well, let's try and take just 1 more fight, and then, you know, once we get another kill, and it'll happen. But then Gambit very nearly took that one back, so a little bit scary. Now, though, they're in an even deeper hole than they were before. They've got no money left, and Virtus.Pro just 5 rounds away from walking out the first victory here at DreamHack Bucharest. It's going to be Snax picking up 1, then 2, with the UMP following up on Space, and it's just all VP now.
Yeah, just the cleanup. Huge. Good for 1 frag. Nicely done. Not a second. Battling against aim punch the whole way through. And Atozia, I don't envy his position. Heads you win, tails I lose. This is pretty much whatever happens, he's gonna get wrecked.
Yeah, I think I mean, even if you had a deagle, it'd be tough right now. But not even gonna do any more damage here. I think the best case scenario there is you get a kill, steal a gun, run away. You know, like that's the most you can hope for. They got the 1 AWP over on Gambit's side, and so far that's all they've got. So Mo picking that one up. He was pretty solid with it though on the T side. Maybe he can work out.
Yeah, he had a round where he got, what, a 4K, I think? Yeah. Most of them were impact entries. So we know this guy is very capable with the AWP. He's clearly feeling it with that gun. But of course, it's a whole different ball game on the CT side when you have VP executing onto a site with a whole bunch of smokes. And he is without armor. So a lot of things that are working against Gambit. But at some point, they have to put their foot down and deliver on these rounds. They're not really in a position to wait any longer.
Just buying their time here, Virtus.Pro. They are all set up. They had the initial round of smokes, and now that they're waiting, I think they're hoping that Gambit are going to think, well, it's a fake. They're going to go back to A, and then they can be. Doja going to be picking up 1 kill. Space trying to fall back, but so many flashes coming through. Really hard time getting any kind of visual on the T players coming in. Bialy picking up the kill there, and that is a very, very good execute coming out of Virtus.Pro. Just a time delay between the initial wave of smokes, and then that did sort of cause Gambit to pull 2 people back towards the A-bomb side because they're thinking, well, it's been so long, they're not going to push behind it, and then they actually do come through, and the fact that they get the entry makes it even better.
And I'm always super interested to see how different teams approach the T side. We saw Gambit playing super slow, VP going aggressive, albeit delayed, was the catalyst for that round, and indeed, now it looks like the entire map. Gambit doing the correct thing, backing away, saving these 2 weapons. Far too much at stake to throw away either of these. But even still, they're going to be at a 5-round deficit with VP on the brink of taking this first map of the entire tournament.
Think about how hard it is from an information point of view for Gambit to play against what just happened. The one of the places where the smoke's going down is, or where you could sort of get information, is in drop, but then you'd have to boost up, and that's a huge risk. The other place is you'd have to go up on the plateau and actually look behind the terrorist smokes to see, well, are they actually coming or not? Otherwise, you have almost no information, unless maybe you had someone pushed up over at sort of A long or something, but there are very few options for you to know if that's a fake or not. And this time they sort of chose slightly wrong and were slightly out of position, and again, getting caught here. Mo going down. Space to follow Taz on a tear right now. And Gambit, they've got a lot riding on this one round. Taz spraying through. He's very nearly dead, but he's getting back up. Bialy, Pasha picking up a kill as well. Hooch, the last one left. You know, 1-on-4. I don't see any way that this is going to be working out. I do like this attempt, though. I like this. When all else fails, matters, just go for the knife in the smoke. Oh, no!
He's going to get him knifed! Oh, dear. The plan backfires. The dream is a nightmare.
That's gonna be some cosmic karma, right? How does that work?
Maybe if I hide in this... Oh, I'm dead.
The Pasha, of course, willing to do that. That's 14-8 now, and Gambit... You'd think, you know, if they had a ton of money right now, if we're talking auto snipers and AWPs and lots of grenades, maybe they could make some incredible run back here, but just because of the money, you've got to feel like it's almost impossible at this point.
And even then, as you highlighted, it would be incredible. It would be something incredibly low percentage, let's say, but with pistols, it's almost impossible. I mean, I guess nothing is actually impossible in Counter-Strike, but this is as close as it gets, especially how VP have been playing. It hasn't been flawless Counter-Strike, but it's been one hell of a way to start off a tournament. And Gambit, I mean, now they're living on a prayer. Like, they're just hoping that VP make an epic fail of a decision.
Well, Bialy actually going to get traded out there, and that's a bit interesting. Hooch coming close. C-set again. He did it a couple of rounds ago over at Long. Today he's going to get another kill here on Pasha, and now it's down to a 2-on-3. Suddenly, Gambit are in a pretty decent spot. Even if they don't have all the equipment here, they can win this round.
They certainly can. There is still a smoke and a molly for a couple seconds before Taz disperses with it. And moving in as one. 40 seconds left in the time, so VP aren't in a great rush just yet. Still looking for a stray head to try and pick off the shoulders of Gambit. But decent positions have been picked up as well, and Adren lands the one-tap, putting Taz in a 1-on-3. Time is now starting to tick against him. He does have the bomb, but the problem is he's got 3 players to contend with. There's the first one. He's been playing solidly so far. He's going to go and try and fake out a player with the tap on the bomb, but Doja has picked up the AK and used it against VP. So there's the first round of what would need to be many for Gambit to get back into this.
It is a really, really long road ahead, but again, they've managed to do a good job right now, and we've had one other round for Gambit that they sort of picked up out of the blue, so it isn't all bad here. You've got to think, again, the interesting part becomes now, what if they had won the pistol, and this had been maybe something like 11-12 right now, so 12 rounds for Gambit, maybe 11 for Virtus.Pro. That could have been a sort of an alternate story here that was being told, but everyone did predict VP to win, and I feel like so far our analysts haven't been too far off there. They are very, very close right now. And they can be a team sometimes that can be a bit slow out the gates, I feel like. I mean, this is the best of ones. You don't really have time to be slow, but even in tournaments, you know, it's a bit slow at the beginning and then sort of picking up speed as they go.
No, absolutely. It's a really good point. And the fact they have started fairly strong and you expect them to take this map, and especially if they take it like 16-11, that's going to give them a bit of a boost, you know, especially after StarLadder, after such a huge disappointment. So this is a great start by VP, but Gambit's still in this. It's going to be rough, it's going to be hard, but they've at least put themselves in a position where they have foundations to build off, and that's more than it was looking like a couple rounds ago.
Yeah, this is interesting, right? This is the team that should have done way better at StarLadder against the team that wasn't even at StarLadder, but that could have, you know, got time to read up on everyone else. Right now, that doesn't seem to be paying off here. Adrian going down, Taz with a patient play there, just waiting and sort of almost counting on the idea that someone would be walking in behind him. Now they've got the man up, and they've still got 25 seconds, which is not that much.
No, definitely not, and they're going to have to get a move on right now. This is where entry frags are everything, and Pasha is going to oblige with the first one. Mo through stables, beautiful shot onto Taz, looking for a second, actually clips on towards the second player, and you can see that both Pasha and Neo are struggling. They're gasping at straws. Bjarli, meanwhile, will put down Doja, who did get the frag onto Neo before he went down, and now suddenly it's all on Space. Coming up towards headshot. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. The bomb does get planted. Space goes down with a double spray down. And the last remaining Terrace player is low and he gets it. He's going to clutch this round. Gambit dodging bullets, literally, metaphorically, will get double digits on the scoreboard.
That's incredible. And if he had peeked up over the wall just like 2 seconds earlier, he could have denied the bomb plant even. So there were a lot of weird things happening in this game. Has it occurred to you, just as a by the way here, has it occurred to you that that Space looks like a sort of your CIS version of Lurpus? There's something going on there, I swear.
There's so many things I could say, but
I'm just saying. And he plays well, so you know, there must be something. Maybe like some ancestry, like, you know, doing the family tree and all that stuff. Someone get on that. Someone do the research for us. We're busy. It's 14-10, so the dream is still alive. A little bit.
It is. But man, oh man, are they leaving it close. Big frag, Pooch puts down Pasha. That's going to alleviate some of the pressure that's being applied. That's a beautiful flashbang. Adren does follow it up. Meanwhile, in mid, the bomb carrier of Neo is lurking in the shadows and seeing what he can get done. But again, Gambit, all credit to them. I thought they were hanging by a thread, but they've managed to climb their way back up. And how does Neo even get through there without dying?
I just have no idea. And Bjarli sneaking up behind Doja just as he turns around. He is going to be going down, and that drops the bomb in a very awkward position. I don't know how the remaining VP players are going to have to get in here and recover it. Somehow, Snacks and Bjarli the candidate for it. Hooch is waiting right on the other side with almost no health, but that doesn't matter. A great triple kill for Hooch in this round, and he's doing very well at the moment. Just in terms of frags, almost at the top of the scoreboard, I think, right now for Gambit. And Snacks, 1 on 4 here. Probably hoping to do a little damage. Almost going down in Space, I think, to steal the kill. Could have been Hooch as well. That's 14-11.
Surprises me a little bit that in that scenario, Snacks actually went for the clutch, because this AWP would now be pretty big for VP. It would give them an option of potentially going for a buy. I mean, there's no rush for them in terms of being 14-11 ahead, but having an extra AWP to go along by in your arsenal is never a bad thing. That being said, VP still in the driver's seat, but Gambit now, at this stage, have picked up 3 on the bounce, which they've been unable to do for quite some time. Maybe since the first pistol round, actually. Doja with 2 kills. It is effectively just pistols, but now it's became pistols with an M4. It's in the hands of Bjarli. I expect to see him throw that cross. In fact, he's not required to, as there's 2 M4s on the ground, and Gambit, not like this. Come on.
Yeah, I was going to say, of all the ways you could have maybe given up the part of this game, this is not the way to do it. Doja even did sort of a reasonable job, you know, getting 2 kills. I'm just not sure why Adrian feel like he had to join in the fun there. Just fall back and play it safe in a 5-on-3, and oh no. Hooch going to be going down as well. Now it's a 2-on-3, picking up another rifle here, and they do have the armor for it, except for Bjarli. Space is going to be walking in, and we'll be getting the kill on Bjarli. That's the first step in the right direction, leaving it in a 2-on-2, and Snacks. Oh no! What? That looked like he had the angle on him, but Mo's going to be able to take him down. Now 50 seconds left. It's going to be the bomb plant here. 1-on-2 for Pasha.
In terms of clutches, though, this is very, very doable. Look at the HP on both members of Gambit, and Pasha's playing this one very intelligently, using the smoke against Gambit. They just tossed that. There's the first frag, and at this point, heavily favors Pasha, who's going to go for the premise. Just spray react, gets picked off! Space is the clutch king. Gambit again, somehow in the round. What is happening?
I don't even know. And look, I mean, lots of credit to Pasha as well. Not just, you know, trying for the 1-on-2, but the fact that he got the bomb plant down in such an open position. If Space in that position hadn't got the headshot, if he had ended up playing a game where he would have had to sort of tap the bomb to defuse and then, you know, try to play that game with Pasha, that would have been really rough because of this whole wall and the slope and everything. So 12-14 here. A lot of Virtus.Pro fans out there right now watching and thinking this can't possibly be real.
I mean, this is tight butt cheeks territory now from what looked like the easiest of wins. Oh, Mo narrowly missing out on that. Has to flash to just keep himself alive. He knew the VP machine would be breathing down his neck. That's going to keep him alive a little while longer. He does eat a bit of damage, though. Almost a third of his health, so he has to be oh so careful at this point. And this is the issue as well, Anders, with being so far behind. Gambit have been on a tear, but they still find themselves at a deficit.
Yeah, they're all the time right at the edge. And again, there are so many rounds that we can go back and think about, you know, if they'd had just a slightly better first half, which I think they were and everyone else was expecting, maybe they could have picked up more than the 3 rifle rounds, then suddenly the shoe would be on the other foot. But they just got to keep their cool right now. 1 round at a time. It's got to be the mentality, and we'll see if they can make it work. Their bomb is all the way over with A long, while Doja taking a fight with 1. Bialy to take him down, and he's a bit isolated here. Taz drops to Mo, and it is a man advantage right now for Gambit.
It's looking good. They know where one player is, and now the bomb is starting to come up. Mo lands the beautiful shot. Meanwhile, Adrian with a frag of his own, and now Pasha's trying to make amends for that previous mistake with 2 quick-fire headshots. And a bit of deja vu, except much better in Gambit's favor.
He's going to get a chance to essentially do a do-over here. Flashes come through the Ruder gate. He's going to pick up 1 kill now. It's a 1-on-1. He's got the triple, and he just needs 1 more tap here onto Space. And of course, it had to be Space again. Oh my God! It's going to be Pasha picking up the quad kill, and Virtus.Pro making it to 15. And look at that little move there. Pasha knew a lot was riding on that. So, you know, if at first you don't succeed, just try and try again. Pasha failing the first time for the 1-on-2. This time it works out. And the quad kill as well. That's ridiculous.
Leave it to Pasha to clutch the way harder scenario. A spicy clutch. And now Gambit, after being in such a close position of pulling this back, find themselves having to save 3 match points with an M4, a Mag 7, and pistols. And not a lot of utility and no kits. We've seen them be in worse positions, though, in Triumph, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's guaranteed to be over, but VP, this is their chance.
This is a tough position to be in because, you know, they did win consecutive rounds, but they were all so close that it sort of come down to this here. Bialy picking up 1 shot there and Space to go down. He did take out Pasha beforehand. That's 29 kills, by the way, for Bialy. And that's the 30 bomb, taking out Adrian and Doja to fall. And it seems fitting. He's been playing really well here, Bialy. Now it's a 1-on-4 and Mo going to be going down. And that's Virtus.Pro picking up the first map here at DreamHack Bucharest against Gambit, 16-12.
Deserved winners in the end, but there was a lot of false steps from VP. Take nothing away from Gambit. They had great tenacity to stay in the game for that long, but Gambit overall were the weakest team. VP looking good.
Yeah, I mean, it's you were right. You were pointing this out. You know, it seems like every time they had their backs against the wall, that's when they really started to play well. And then as soon as they felt just a little bit comfortable, they would maybe ease up, or maybe they would lose a bit of focus, and then Virtus.Pro would just simply knock it out. So a little bit scary there. And overall, I mean, a match I think that was a bit closer than maybe some people were expecting. It seemed like the confidence was overwhelmingly in favor of VP. And 16-12 is close enough that it can go almost either way, right?
Especially considering that at one point we were 10-6 with VP on the winning side. So the fact that it did go down to 12 rounds is actually very surprising to me. I thought this could be a horror show of a map, but Gambit pulled it back somewhat.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you know, you only win 6 rounds on the T side. You know you're going to be in for a bit of a rough ride, but did work out in the end, which is definitely good news. I mean, the first map, again, Virtus.Pro, so much to try and sort of catch up from that horrible SLTV experience. So this tournament, you got to think that they want some revenge, and almost, I mean, many of the teams at least are here, so there's a chance for it. Well, we are ready with Parla down on the stage. I think he's got Taz with him, so please let us know how they feel about that. Parla, take it away.
That is correct, Anders. Congratulations, Victor, on quite an amazing matchup. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. We have a huge crowd here. They are very excited to see you. Are you enjoying the atmosphere?
Hello, and thank you, boys, for being here.
Now, I'd like to get your opinion on what your expectations were going into this matchup, because you didn't have a fantastic tournament at Star Ladder, and so here you're looking to pick things up.
I mean, putting it short, on Star Ladder there are some issues behind the scene which we cannot disclose, which actually killed us before the game. So here we are ready to play our game, and we just feel like there was no tournament before, and let's see what we can do.
Something that I'd like to ask, and I know a lot of the guys backstage that are interested in as well, is where is Cuban at this tournament? Can you talk a bit about that?
Cuban is now waiting with his wife for receiving a baby. She will probably give birth like in 1 week or less, so he just couldn't come here. He wants to be there with his family, and we totally support it.
Okay, well, congratulations to Cuban and best of luck on that. And so going forwards from here, Taz, how do you see your chances in this competition for you and the guys?
When?
In this competition, like going forwards in the rest of the matches, the rest of the competition, who do you think is going to be tough, or maybe who do you think you're worried about?
We are here to win.
Okay, sure. That's it, just you're here to win.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, Taz is here to win. Thank you very much for your time. We will head back to Alex and the guys on the desk.
Victor, sometimes a man of few words, but they are powerful words, almost always. Great stuff then from Taz as VP do stabilize after, well, I'm just going to say that the two people to my left were a little nervous that they may have thought the game was over a little too soon. Yanko's like, he's written down in his notes, VP win, easy life, and he's sitting there getting a little sweaty as Spaze just turned up. It was like
that was just the lights, Alex, just the bright lights.
Yeah, okay, okay. But I mean, Gambit seemed to turn things around.
I think that at times VP just like to make it hard for themselves, right? In some of the rounds, which should be pretty much an easy win for them. They get overly aggressive, a bit, undisciplined in their play, and they get punished for it by Gambit, and that really prolonged the game. The force buy that Gambit won after losing pistol, and they then win another one when VP had 14 rounds. So in the end, it was a dominant performance from VP.
To bring Metis' words up here, Chad, he said that it was obvious that VP were the better side in that one. Do you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I agree. It seemed like they took their foot off the gas a couple of times there, and it really hurt them. But they were the best team. And you could see, like, when they were in situations where people needed to stand up, everybody did. Like, you saw that 1v4 from Pasha towards the end there. I was like, all right, I've had enough of this, guys. Let's just win this round and get it over and done with. And everyone had their moments like that. Bialy was dropping bombs, and so was Taz, just going off platform, entering onto B side. It was great to see.
And I mean, this is where I think we have to just kind of appreciate that Virtus.Pro do have this kind of, okay, we've won now. Turn off the gas a little bit. I think, Yanko, you're kind of hitting the nail on the head there, that you do witness it more and more often, that they just kind of like, okay, we can kind of go 50% capacity now, we're nearly there.
I think they get a bit too relaxed, and they just want to have fun in their play, so to speak, right? Because playing disciplined and playing safe to win the round, it's not always the most fun. It's fun running around with a Mag 10 trying to get kills, but then you die, your teammate is low HP with the AK, suddenly you're in a 3v4, they've got weapons, and there's a lot of time left for them to work with, and things go south for you really fast.
And actually, you can have a quick look at the stats here, because this is where things do get incredibly interesting. 30 for Bialy. He was spectacular throughout all of that one. And it's actually not necessarily the most common sight used to see Bialy at the top of the scoreboard.
It's true, but I think he thrives against teams like Gambit, which are okay individually. Some of the players are up to par with him, but also more importantly, tactically, you see that Gambit on their T side was mostly going for some contact plays, letting Mo go first, and that's something where Bialy thrives. He's an extremely strong mechanical player, so aim duels is something that you don't want to give him, and he had a lot of control over that B-bomb side.
I mean, you saw that round from Mo. He just shut Virtus.Pro down like Harambe. It was ridiculous, just rocking it through that orb. You got that double wall bang into drop. Man. Did you see that?
Too soon.
Sorry. Shout out to my man. But I mean, they had little glimmers of specials, like kind of something quite exciting. I think Space had 2 1v X's, didn't he, back to back? Yeah. So Gambit again flexing their muscles, but it does seem like a kind of the bottom line is Virtus.Pro better side in the end. Fumbled, managed to pick up the win. Anything more to say? Closing thoughts on this one before we do take our break?
I'm a bit disappointed by Gambit because you see it in their T sides. It's, you know, they wanted to go for that B execute one time, but they get one counter flash where people are blind and then they're just stuck. And, you know, their pop flashes already went through. Now they have to run through the smoke with no flash, so they stay around and VP just pop flashes again. Someone clears the B platform and they hesitate too much. You could see it with VP when they were T, they had a faster pace, they were much more determined in their executes, and they just plowed through Gambit in those gun rounds.
The Virtus plow got going, at least in the first half. Any closing thoughts from you, Chad?
No, you did see glimmers of that plow, like the cheapest round for VP. They just rushed A. You know, nothing special. If we can see more of the plow over the weekend, it'll be good CS.
It will be good CS, and it is a good start here in Bucharest for the DreamHack Zowie Open. For now, though, we do take our break. We did get to witness Cobblestone. And before we do go, of course, a reminder about the Score eSports application. Grab it on your smartphone, enables you to keep track of that 30 bomb Bialy just dropped and all of the news and stats and articles surrounding it. So you go grab that, and we're going to take a break. And we do come back, you get to see another game. This time we get to see the North Americans on stage going up against Flipside. We'll be intrigued to see if they can replicate their offline success or if they're going to be back to their online ways. We'll find out after the break, but you did just witness Virtus.Pro versus Gambit. Gambit pushed them in the first, even in the second, but it did look like the Poles had a little too much to offer. A spectacular start here in Bucharest, and we'll be right back after the break with more of the same.